Coming up on Discover Oklahoma, a sky-high view of the Sooner State, plus dip cones and blizzards, and cooling off at Turner Falls.
Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Well, I have to tell you, we are so thrilled, so excited to be back home on Tulsa's Channel 8.
That's why we're here in KTUL studios this week.
Now, not too far from here, though, our Jason Grubbs got a view of green country like no other.
You better hang on for this one because it gets a little crazy.
Our Discover Oklahoma Ford Explorer has taken us all over this great state, but this next adventure doesn't need any roads. We need a runway, plane, and parachute. Welcome to Skydive Airtight in Skytook.
We're Central Skytook, right here at the airport, 5 miles from Skytook Lake. Takes us about 15 minutes to get to downtown Tulsa from here.
Owner Stephen Stewart says he's open 7 days a week, weather permitting, serving everyone from first-timers to the pros. Stewart made his first jump out of a plane 20 years ago.
Friend of mine, crazy night, let's go skydive the next day, and talked me into it, and scariest thing I've ever done. And then I went and did it again.
This is Evan Halton's second jump, his friend Tiana's first.
Getting out of the plane, not my favorite part. Once we're out of the plane, fine. Absolutely perfect.
I'm ready for the redo. I want to do this all the time now.
The two met just a week earlier at the restaurant where Evan works. This is their first date.
As I'm leaving her check, I dropped a casual joke. Hey, love to take you skydiving sometime. And she took me up on it.
It seems everyone around here has a story about their first time skydiving. Aaron Deese is getting married in 2 days.
I am here with my groomsmen on a bachelor party escapade.
Aaron drove in with his buddies from Stillwater. He thought they were going ziplining until they pulled up to the hangar.
I'm super excited because I love like roller coasters, anything. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie, so this is just really getting me stoked.
This is also my first day to jump. And like a lot of folks, I've got a lot of questions.
It's not like a roller coaster ride. A lot of people think you're gonna lose your stomach, but the reason you don't is because the airplane's going as fast as we're gonna be going in free fall.
Yes, he said free fall.
It will be the scariest thing that you've ever done.
I spent some time with Stephen on the ground going over everything that'll happen from takeoff to landing.
Talking about our body position that we need to get in free fall, how to get out of the plane, and how to land. It's pretty simple.
Before you know it, it's go time.
Just relax, we got this.
The plane is out front, fueled up, and waiting. Stephen has some last pieces of advice.
Don't forget to breathe, keep your eyes open, and I hope you ate something.
Enjoy the view.
Enjoy the view. You're gonna love it.
The plane is a tight fit, but comfortable, and the view, fantastic. It's sunshine, partly cloudy, and about 30 degrees cooler up here. It takes about 20 minutes to get to 11,000 feet, or jumping altitude. Just beforehand, Stephen has me turn around and get hooked up to it. Then the door, it opens. We climb out to our perch, and there's no going back.
Are you ready?
It takes just a second before we're off and flying into the wind. An amazing feeling. You drop several thousand feet in about 40 seconds. The chute opens, and then you're gently floating down to the landing zone.
We'll sit down. Like that. Oh, that was amazing! Oh, just hold me for a second. Yeah. I got you, my friend. I need a minute.
Hands down, the most exhilarating thing I have ever done.
So much fun. So much fun. Definitely recommend it.
You ready to go do it again?
You know, probably maybe tomorrow, not right now.
Nice. Excellent.
That was awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to Skydive Airtight.
In Skytook, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
Woo!
You can find out all about Skydive, Airtight, and SkyTick on our website, travelok.com. Just click on Discover Oklahoma.
Well, up here, I got to say the view is absolutely spectacular, but hop on the turnpike and a few hours southwest of here, it's a whole different world. Come with me now to the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge near Lawton.
The Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge has close to 60,000 acres. It's primarily to preserve and enhance wildlife, which abounds throughout the entire area.
As we drive through today, and many times we'll see elk and deer, the bison, the Texas longhorn cattle, and a tremendous amount of birds and other mammals that visit this area, live on this area. So it's just a beautiful place that people can enjoy.
It's incredible to think that these animals are descendants of 15 bison transplanted into the refuge in 1907, and today they roam unfettered in the wild. But people can also enjoy what nature has carved out for them, like a giant outdoor playground.
It's one of 562 national wildlife refuges in the nation, and it's a very unique area that a lot of people have learned to love and come visit. We get over 1.5 million visitors per year that come to the Wichita Mountain Wildlife Refuge. A portion of the refuge is sanctuary, about 35,000 acres of it, and 24,000 acres is what we consider a public use area where the public can come and enjoy the areas.
There are over 20 hiking trails from which to choose, and people come here from all over for the rock climbing and rappelling. Now there's one area called the 40-foot hole. It's essentially a canyon that's breathtaking. And speaking of breathtaking,
one of the most prominent mountains in Oklahoma is Mount Scott. You can see it behind me. It's on the eastern ridge of the refuge. Now, people hike to the top all the time, but there's also a 3-mile paved road, and that's the route we're going to take today. We're going to hop in the Discover Oklahoma Ford Explorer and head on up.
luckily the weather cooperated with us, so the drive to the top was quite enjoyable. And when you arrive, the view is extraordinary.
It's one of the nicest spots in the state. Beautiful.
J.W. King has been to the top many times over the years, but I asked him if he remembered that very first time.
I can't remember what it was for, but I came up here with a group, and the view was just incredible. It was one of the best I've seen in Oklahoma.
You should take the time to explore while you're here. Back on the ground, an ever-growing popular activity is mountain biking, and just like the hiking, there are trails for the novice, like myself, and then for the more experienced biker. This area holds other attractions. There's an impressive visitor center featuring several exhibits that spotlight varied plant and animal species found here. The holy city of the Wichitas receives thousands of visitors each year, and to see the chapel alone is worth the visit. You can never understate the beauty or diversity of the Wichita Mountains Refuge, and for Ralph Bryant, this is the perfect office.
It is a love of mine to enjoy nature and see the wildlife and all the different critters and see the beautiful scenery that abounds in North America. That here at the Wichita Mountains, you know, having elk and deer and bison, you know, roaming free, and you can see them every day, just, you know, is pretty invigorating. And so, you know, I encourage people to come and see what a jewel we have here in the Wichita Mountains in Oklahoma for people to come see.
It is so easy to plan your next outdoor adventure. Go to our website, travelok.com. You can search specifics like the Wichita Wildlife Refuge, or click on Request Free Brochures to order a copy of our outdoor guide to everything in Oklahoma.
Boy, it's so green here in Tulsa. No doubt summer is in full swing.
And summer in the Sooner State would not be complete without a trip to the falls. Turner Falls, that is. We're on the road to Davis coming up.
And we'll take you to a historic Tulsa restaurant with one of the biggest oil and gas collections around, and one of the biggest steaks, too.
Plus, you can't do summer without ice cream, where the Dilly Bar is making a comeback, still ahead on Discover Oklahoma.
Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
come sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat
It sure smells sweet
when the wind comes
right behind the rain. Oh, Oklahoma every night, my honey lemon mine.
Sit alone and talk,
And watch a hawk
making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand.
And when we say, yo, yo,
We're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma!
Oh.
K-L-A.
H-O-M.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
I'm getting close to China.
This is a competitive comparison. We want to find out which vehicle you prefer.
The favorite part about the Focus was the handling and the power.
That is hybrid style mileage.
Oh, wow. It's really spacious.
I could probably fit a surfboard in here.
Driving this Civic feels like a compromise. Focus is my baby. I'm sold.
Now, during the final days, get a Ford Focus with 0% financing for 60 months or $3,500 cash back. Visit your Oklahoma Ford dealer today, the best in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma when the wind comes
Sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat.
It sure smells sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain.
We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand.
And when we say, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Hope you're enjoying the view of the Tulsa skyline this week.
Absolutely. Now, I can't help but think, but somewhere close to here, there has to be an awesome place to eat. In fact, Julie Chin shows us a spot, the Sputter restaurant right here in Tulsa.
The Sputter is a Tulsa landmark. It's been here for almost 40 years. It started as a oil and gas museum restaurant. It was started by one of the descendants that started one of the biggest oil companies in the country. It's a good old-fashioned steakhouse.
If you're looking to get a taste of Tulsa history, count on a big helping at the Sputter restaurant.
And it's really still an oil and gas town, but in its heyday in the turn of the century, the 1920s, 1930s, it was really an oil town. And all of the history of that town is in this building.
Steve Jeffrey owns the Sputter and keeps it running like a well-oiled machine.
You see all of the companies that made Tulsa, Tulsa.
From posters to pumps, you'll find more than 1,000 pieces of memorabilia here.
Old oil and gas people come in and they find something from their past. It could be a golf sign or a city services sign. It could be anything that ties them or a family member to their past.
And if you're wondering where this restaurant got its name, it's from this cable tool oil rig, also known as a Sputter.
And what it does now is it just starts a well. But before a rotary rig invention, it did the whole job. It drilled, so to speak, the entire well.
The Sputter is a family-owned and operated restaurant. It's always been that way.
My entire family works here. My two sons run the kitchen and part of the front, and my wife comes and makes all the desserts.
The menu offers many options, from pork chops to chicken, ribs to roughy, lobster to shrimp. Steak, however, is the house specialty.
Our best steak in the house is a bone-in ribeye, 22 ounce. We call it the gusher. Everybody wants a gusher, just like an oil man.
It's delicious. Oh, man.
That's the gusher. And that's Steve's son, Steven, manning the charcoal grill. You don't see too many of those around.
Gas grill, you open up the lid, you lose all your heat. Charcoal grill, you open it up, it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter.
The gusher's seasoning is simple. A nice, even coating of garlic powder and salt.
Started out really, really hot. You want to put it on the hottest part of the fire you got. And then once it gets a good sear on the outside, we'll move it over to a colder side and cook it up to what we want it to be.
The gusher has been featured on countless TV shows, including Man vs. Food. And if this 22-ounce bone-in ribeye is more than you can stomach, not to worry. You have lots of other prime cut beef choices, too.
I hope you guys are hungry, because you know who's eating that, right? All three of you sharing it. Yeah, I knew we weren't going to have to twist his arm for it.
Everything here is homemade. That includes the dinner rolls.
I do 6 pans of 77 rolls every single day.
And here's a secret. This recipe is from Justice Tiowa Elementary School, where Steve's wife worked. Mine don't look like yours.
No?
He's got the magic touch. Besides the bread, your entree comes with soup, salad, and your choice of baked potato or fries. Customers tell us great service, a comfortable atmosphere, and quality food keep them coming back for more.
Yeah, I've had the steaks, I've had the chicken and the seafood, and I'm partial to the salmon in here.
I ordered the filet because it's the most tender and not very much fat, and it's perfect.
The ribs are marvelous. The pork tenderloin, I think they have the best filet ever, anywhere.
People will often tell me, I can go out and get a steak, but I can never get one as good as I cook at home until they come here.
This good old-fashioned steakhouse is a rare find, well done.
It's unique in the atmosphere. The food is excellent, but the atmosphere and all of the memorabilia on the walls, you just don't see this. It's a one of a kind.
In Tulsa, I'm Julie Chin, Discovering Oklahoma.
You can find lots of places to eat here in Tulsa, and in fact, all across the Sooner State. Just get a free copy of our Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide. Order yours on our website, travelok.com. Just click on Request Free Brochures. Well, on a hot day in Tulsa or anywhere else in Oklahoma, we all know of a great way to cool down.
2 words, ice cream.
Yes.
And it's a certain kind that has the folks in the metro screaming about it. We're sending Jeff Roberts behind the scenes at Dairy Queen coming up.
Plus, making a splash at one of our state's most natural water parks. We're talking Turner Falls when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping
down the plain.
and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oklahoma every night, my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk
and watch a hawk
making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong
to the land,
and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say,
we're only saying you're doing fine. Oklahoma,
Oklahoma,
Hey, Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
You forgot the honey lamb?
Dilly bars and dip cones have always been part of the summertime fun at Dairy Queen, but for a long time the Dairy Queens were kind of disappearing around Oklahoma. But our Jeff Roberts tells us the blizzard is back.
We've all heard the phrase, you can't go back home, and you can't go back and get dilly bars or grill burgers or nerd blizzards or even chocolate dip cones. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The Oklahoma stop sign, Dairy Queen. But you know what? For today and owner David Jones, he's proving you can go home.
Coming back home can be an incredible experience. You know, they say it always is different, but my mom and my dad and my sister lives here, my brother-in-law. And so for me to be able to come back and be a part of a community I grew up in was a very fulfilling experience.
Talk about experiences. Of course, you were here for the tornadoes. What do you remember about that day?
I'll never forget that day. It was an incredibly life-changing event, and thank God everyone was safe in our family, and some lost their lives, and our heart goes out to them. So it changed our lives because some of the guests that come into my restaurant lost family members, and so we grieved with them. We really feel like we're not just an individual that's here participating in the economy, but we're participating in life. And life has a tremendous amount of highs and lows, and we've been here through those. So being able to come back home and go through that tornado, and then to be a part of the restoration, the lifting up of when we opened up the Dairy Queen, a positive point, was just hard to explain, but a great, great warm feeling.
Warm feeling and family. Something the Joneses live in the store every day.
Every day, 7 days a week. We love our guests. We participate in the process to make sure the product is great from the very beginning to the point of the guests getting their food and consuming it.
So it seems to me the hands-on owner is the only way to keep DQ right here in the state of Oklahoma. But do you think just this once, maybe you could lower your standards and let me try to make a chocolate dip cone?
Let's try it out. How about that?
Does that sound good to you guys? Let's go try it. Okay, so pretty pumped now. David has hooked me up with Sarah, and you're the store manager, and you got the same last name. You guys are related. But I want to make a cone, and he says you're the best at this.
Ooh, I think you can do it.
Are you
Ready?
think? Okay, you're going to show me how to do this and the whole curly Q thing, and I'm excited.
On a small, we're gonna make 2 balls.
Okay.
Push it in, bring it down. This is when you gotta make that curl, all right?
Okay, yeah.
So just cook it.
Whoa!
Make a ball.
I'm trying.
Okay, build it. Now go again, make another ball.
All right, and then
Shut
I
it
go,
off.
shut it off. Oh, it's gonna be a big one. I didn't make the Q. I made a, look at that, it's a little itty bitty tiny. This is why I'm not working in Dairy Queen.
All right, ready? So you're gonna dip it a 1/4 inch below the rim.
Okay.
Then you're gonna let it drip. And then you're gonna take it again and flip it.
Man, the pressure's on.
You got it.
David's behind the camera laughing at me. All right, here we go. Right? And I go like this, and then I come out, I let it drip. Well, I didn't get it all, but I got a dip. How's that?
So the next time you get that dilly craving, don't be a dip. Sorry, just a play on words there. Go check out the Dairy Queen in Moore and tell them Discover Oklahoma told you to come in.
Search for your favorite place to grab a sweet treat this summer on our website, travelok.com.
From Tulsa to Altus and every place in between, our next stop, well, generations of Oklahoma have simply loved it.
Everything you need to know about a trip to Turner Falls next on Discover Oklahoma.
Every night, sit alone and talk and watch a hawk
Making lazy circles
in the sky.
We know we belong
To the land.
and when we
Belong to his hand.
So when we say,
We're only saying you're doing fine.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Come see for yourself.
Hey, Robbie.
How are you?
You're gonna be test driving these trucks. It's a competitive comparison. May the best truck win. Here we go.
The Chevy, not impressive. The F-150 has the EcoBoost. That's fantastic.
The F-150 is towing a 4-ton boat, and I'd never know it.
The Ram seemed like it was struggling.
I love the Ford. I like to drive it all the way home.
Now, during the final days, get an F-150 with up to $8,250 in total savings or 0% financing for 60 months at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today. The best in Oklahoma.
when the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
And the waving wheat.
Kiss your smell sweet.
When the wind comes right behind the rain.
We know we belong to the land.
And the land belongs to his grand.
And when we say, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Come see for yourself.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from Tulsa this week, and time to talk one thing that everybody loves in the summer, and that's water parks. And we've got some great ones around the state.
Absolutely, but sometimes what you need is just a good old-fashioned watering hole. In fact, Tina McGarry is going to take us to Turner Falls.
Nestled in the Arbuckle Mountains, Turner Falls boasts 1,500 acres of natural beauty and family fun. With 5 miles of hiking trails, camping and picnic areas, and 3 caves to explore, Turner Falls has been called the gem of the Arbuckles, and this beauty is the crown jewel.
With a 77-foot fall, it makes Turner Falls the largest waterfall in Oklahoma.
People want to get in the water. They want to come to the falls area and they want to be in the water.
A spectacular cascading waterfall and 2 natural swimming areas, complete with slides and diving boards. No wonder this little guy is so happy.
Because there's lots of slides over there and diving board, lots of stuff that you can go off of and get in the water.
You can swim at either 2 swimming areas that we have, or you can swim in the creek anywhere inside the park. We also offer camping. You can bring your own tents. We have shelters that are a little bit higher than a tent, and we have cabins that are fully furnished with cable television in them.
Turner Falls is Oklahoma's oldest park and draws about 225,000 visitors a year. For Scott Ashley, it's about family time and making memories.
We thought we would swim for a while and later this afternoon go back to the cabin and have a campfire, and grandson's want to have some s'mores, and so we're going to make some s'mores and do that.
You can come for the day. We have day fees. You can come for the weekend. You can come for 5 days if you want to. We also have concessions in the park where you can get food items, and we have a souvenir gift shop that's also a grocery store where if you need something for your camping, we have it there as well.
Turner Falls Park is an ideal place for anyone wanting to slow down and take in the beauty Oklahoma has to offer.
It's just a great place to bring your family, to bring your children. The water, we have shallow areas, we have deep areas, we have lifeguards on duty. So it's just a fun place to be.
In Davis, I'm Tina McGarry, Discovering Oklahoma.
Everything you want to know about the Turner Falls area is on our website, travelok.com.
Well, that's our show for this week, and we've had a great time coming to you from here in Tulsa.
Absolutely, and next week we're going to visit a very cool place not that far from here. Next Saturday night, right here on Discover Oklahoma, we're headed to the Bluebell Factory in Broken Arrow.
How your family can get its own tour and maybe even a taste test. Don't miss Discover Oklahoma right here next Saturday night. As we leave you tonight, we're going to take a look at some of the top places to visit in Tulsa.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.